I'm back with John Neufeld. He's the chairperson of Heart to Heart Haiti, an organization running an orphanage, school, and feeding center in Haiti. John, tell us again, I mean, the epicenter of the earthquake was just near Port-au-Prince, and where is your orphanage in relationship to that?
We're about 30 to 40 kilometers west of where the epicenter is said to be. So
it's just over there, and you said your fault line runs right through there.
Yes. On the graphics I saw on the news programming, it showed the extreme shaking that covered the whole Liagon Plain where Grand Guave is.
And I mean, your center, you say you have an orphanage. How many kids in the orphanage do you have?
The kids, there's just over 100.
100 children in the orphanage. You have 400 children in the school.
Yes.
And you have a feeding program as well.
Yeah,
how many people are you feeding?
Well, of course, the whole orphanage, and then we feed all the students every day.
Wow.
The school.
And you're saying this might be the only meal some of these children get?
That's often the case, yes.
Right. And yet you don't have contact with anyone on the ground at your school yet to know how these kids are doing or how the people are doing there?
We have not been able to make contact yet.
That must just break your heart right now.
Well, it's worrisome, of course, yeah.
Wow, you've given your heart to this organization and you don't know where it's at as we speak. I mean, I just must be devastating for you.
Well, it's just, any consolation is that we've heard just secondhand that the damage in Grand Guave is not as severe as Port-au-Prince, but we don't know.
I know some of the images that we've been playing, you have been recognized. You lived there with your family for over a year.
We lived in Port-au-Prince.
Right
in the Dalma area, close to Patientville, where just some of the horrific damage is.
And you were like, oh, I know that place. Well, that's where we shopped.
Yes.
Our friends are living all around here. There must be people that you know, family, friends that are living there that you probably haven't had contact with.
Yes. You know.
It's unbelievable. It's so overwhelming for us to understand how devastating this is. This will change this country forever, will it not?
I think so. It will. Yeah, I mean, it's been struggling as a virtual failed state for years, and I think this is failure now.
Wow. One wonders why. In North America, there's a country that exists like Haiti that is so devastated, just in the norm prior to this. Why does a country like this exist that we haven't responded to and helped? You've been working there. What's going on?
Well, you know, it's interesting. It is one of the most missionized countries in the world, but it's like anything else. Is that people lose track of what's going on in a place like that until there's a disaster like this.
So all eyes are on this place right now.
Yes.
What can people do? Tell me what you were working with the Abbotsford a church in Abbotsford.
Abbotsford Vineyard.
Abbotsford Vineyard. You're working with a church there, and you've been doing this for years. You've been sending containers full of donated flour from Rogers and other kind of things.
Well, Heart to Heart is we are a development organization, primarily in education and healthcare, but we have been in the last couple of years been involved in food relief because it's been a hungry place for significantly hungry in the last couple of years. There's been international food shortages in the third world. Yeah. So we responded to that with the Abbotsford Vineyard Church and have been sending containers of food and money to buy food that we're distributing through some of the local churches in Grand Guave.
And you're saying like 50,000 pounds of flour have been donated in the past?
Yeah, the Rogers Flour, and they're an Armstrong, BC company with offices in Chilliwack. They have, very kindly just committed to another 50,000 pounds of rice, with full container. I mean, I'm sorry, of flour. The full container of flour, and right now, so we have been doing that on about one container a year. We were planning on sending this container anyway, but to respond to this disaster is with the crisis of starvation is starting today. Is that we're committing as an organization to send 10 containers of food, and is that we're putting an appeal out to businesses that have access to dry, non-perishable foods, and for to make donations in goods or in money, and also individuals can help. They can make donations of non-perishables. The food banks have very graciously are getting involved. We don't really have a list of which ones are going to be working with us yet.
But your passion is to get these food banks on board and say, let's get this food.
Some of them are committed to be on. You'll have to, if you can contact your local food banks, some will be receiving non-perishable goods.
Haiti.
And we'll be
through you guys.
Yes.
When was the last time you were there, John?
I was there last July.
Yeah. What was it like?
Hot.
Yeah, it was warm. And, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It was.
Yeah.
It was. I was there with the education group and also a medical group. Actually, some medical students from University of BC and some local doctors. You know, we work in medical clinics in the local hospital in Grand Guave, and I've heard the hospital has been flattened.
The hospital's been flattened.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I think about that. The only place they can rescue people and help them, and you're saying it's been flattened.
Well, yeah, there'll be no medical care at all in that town right now. And there's people. There's. I've heard stories. There's kids and people with just horrible injuries, like you know, severed limbs, and they're just taping them together with duct tape and rags.
Are you kidding me? I mean.
No.
I'm overwhelmed because usually you're in a situation where there's, again, ambulances, these kinds of people can respond, and you're saying, number one, they don't have the infrastructure. Number two, the infrastructure they do have has been leveled.
Yes.
John, this is so overwhelming. What do you, in the next few days, are you be on the phone? Who are you going to be talking to?
Well, I want to put in a call tomorrow to some of the representatives at CEDA and see if we can coordinate to you know, our Canadian consulate and how we can, you know, facilitate getting the food into Haiti.
Wow.
And we're going to continue our negotiations with donors to try to get food together.
Wow.
We have to find some warehousing.
Well, John, what you are doing is amazing. Thank you for all the work you've done, and our hopes and prayers are with you and the people of Haiti, especially at this time. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. You can find out more about Heart to Heart Haiti by visiting their website, hearttohearthaiti.com. More of the special edition of P3 after the break.